Hi everyone, today we are going to give our final presentation of our website. Our website is dedicated to providing valuable information for our users to select their electronic products, and also a data warehouse for um, all the electronic products like laptop, desktops, and desktop parts. Besides, this website is also a very good channel for our users to share their experience of PC assemblies. So now let's kick off by talking our um, website. Um, so now let our other team member Yihao Li to introduce the data sources that we use.
Hi, my name is Ehao. I'm gonna introduce our data sources to you guys. We built our project based on enormous databases, which we scraped from the internet, and most of them are from the mainstream e-business platform like Amazon, PC Part Picker, Best Buy, and Newegg. We also obtained some data about books from Cargo.
So the content that we are going to introduce today is first our UML, second is the user login model and electronic product model and recommendation model and blogs and books model. So now let's first introduce walk through our UML diagram. And so for me, I was mainly responsible for this electronic product details model. And as you can see here, it includes some fields like product name, um, name, href, and price, rating, and the number of reviews. And as you can see, all those electronic products actually inherited this model. And um, I was also responsible for this laptop, desktop, and user model, and you will see later on. And now I will yes, I have introduced. And this users model actually also includes the username, the password, first name, last name, email, and phone number. And you will see that later on.
Okay, besides the electronic product module and the user module, we also include several modules about PC parts, which you can DIY a desktop from. So those are the extension class of electronic production. So besides uh, the normal spaces of electronic production, we also include some special species according to a different type of PC parts. Like for the RAM memory, we include the generation of its DDR level and memory size and the specific memory type. Um, for the CPU processor, we have series number, cache, and cache size. For the hard disk, we've got capacity, and for the graphic card, we've got its brand for for consideration, and its capacity. So that's all for the PC parts. I'll let another team member to introduce the blogs part and comments.
Hey, Professor, this is Chi. I'm on the same team as Patrick and Ewan. So I am basically responsible for the review systems, including the block system, the review tables, and also the book module of our product. So let's get started with books. So book is essentially treated as another type of product in our system. So it has the essential attributes for each record, like author, title. We also have the review and rating data from the initial data source. It's essentially a separate product product type that we're tracking aside from the electronic product. And another module that I did is the review systems, including the blogs and the actual reviews. So for the blogs, it has essentially all the normal stuff that a normal blog has, like the content of it, the created dates. There's a user for each blog, and it also has a comment table that belongs to the blog table. So once a user shares a blog of his, some other users can actually share comments on that blog, and it's all then referenced back to the specific original blog. And for the review is actually about a specific product. So you can provide some of your thoughts about a specific product, and it's gonna be under the user's name, and it will have essentially a rating. We call it votes under that review, so that customers for our website will know kind of the feedback of that product. So that's the general structure of those two modules.
Okay, so let's continue by talking about this user login model. And actually, I learned this technique from another website, and so the user can log in to browse or edit their blogs, and also create new account. And also he or she can update the passwords, and I will give you the presentation of that on our website. So as you can see here, this is our home page of our website, and so there is a navigation bar, as you can see, and at the right up corner there is a login button, and you can click it. So if you click it, if you are a new user, you can create a new user. So for example, you can input your password, first name, last name, and email, like. So as you can see, successfully created E1. And if you go to the blogs and you click your blogs, so this model will redirect you to this sign-in page, and because you have to sign in order to reach your blog. And I will just input the information that I have created. Okay, now you have logged in. As you can see, this button changed to log out again, and so now you can actually go to see your blogs. That's basically everything of this model. And after you log out, this button changed to log in again, and you need to log in to retrieve all your information. This is the model. This is a model about login system. Okay. So let's continue. So this login model actually includes creating, reciting, and setting the username and reset the password. So this is how I implemented this user login module. Next, I'm going to talk about the main part of our project, which is electronic products. So the first function that we implemented is searching specific products with parameters provided by users. As you can see, this is a query that we have here. So first we select everything from the desktop, the electronic product part, and then we inner join this desktop table with our electronic product details table on the primary key, which is the primary key of the desktop and the electronic detail parts. So we also use this like function in the SQL to specify the parameters that the user inputs. So this is the electronic product parts. Next is this recommendation model. So this model actually offers proper electronic products based on the budget range that provided by users. As you can see in this query on the right side, we use the evaluation function, which is the rating times the number of review as an indicator to of the popularity or the value of a product. And we also set the price range of this query so that users can use that can input their budget into the system and get a good recommendation for their electronic products that they want to purchase. So now let's present this model on our website. So first, as you can see, there are a lot of parameters that you can provide. You can provide and you can search based on. And for example, if I want laptops of Apple and with screen size 13, and yes, and after we click this submit button, we will get all those the electronic product details of the laptops with brands of Apple and 13 screen size. And we can also, as you can see, the information includes rating, number of reviews, CPU series, and the memory size and hard disk. And it will show the first 1,000 electronic products, the first 1,000 results. And you can also click here to get to the actual page, and you can buy. So as you can see, this is a product on Amazon, and you can buy the product, this Apple laptop on Amazon. So it's the same thing for desktops. You can also search it on our website. Like if you want the Windows operating system, Windows 10 for example, and the CPU family i7, you want to 64 memory size and 256. So as you can see, there is no one that okay. As you can see here, this is the those are the results that satisfy those requirements, and you can buy one. So as you can see, this desktop is also on the Amazon. It's also available on Amazon, and so that's it. That's for the desktop and laptop. So for this recommendation part, actually you can input your budget range, and the system will give you the best desktops and laptops or CPU parts, all those electronic products within this budget range. For example, if I want a CPU within the range of from $100 to $200, then this website will return you all the product name, the price, the rating, and the number of reviews. As you can see, this series is very popular. It has 967 reviews, and the rating for this product is 5.0, so it's very high, very popular series, and the price is within the range too. And AMD, this is an AMD CPU. Okay, so that's it. That's the recommendation model and electronic desktop and laptop model. And now I will introduce a Yihao lead for this parts model.
Hi, so the logic and reasoning part of parts model is much more similar with the desktop one and laptop one. So basically just obtain, like, select the parameters from the electronic product details module and compare it with the separate class, the independent class, the extended one, and get the parameters we want and compare to select which one do we need. So we can either choose one parameter or several based on customers' requirement. I'll present a Kansas demo for you guys on the parts. Yeah, so as you can see, we've got a pull-down menu on this navigation bar, and if you click this, you find the four main parts that customer would expand on when they construct their custom computer. We got CPU, graphic cards, RAM memory, and hard disks. And as you can see, for each part, we've got specific filters for that. As you can see, for the CPU, we got series and cache size. For the graphic cards, we've got manufacturer size. And for the RAM memory, we've got DDR level and its size. For the hard disks, we've got manufacturer and capacity. A concept demo would be what if I want to find a CPU with Series 5.
Okay.
Yeah. So I will just input I7, and here will be a resort. We've also included a link here, so you can actually click it and find a proper website to purchase. This one is on Newegg. Also, we can narrow down our filters to get more precise results. Like, how about we do 8 on cache? So I can see that like all the resorts have 8 cache. And for the graphic cards, we've got size and manufacturer, and it's GDDR level. A very like we can put a like a popular brand for this one to see. Yeah, like here gives us all the results that NVIDIA has for its graphic card, and you can also filter them on size, specific size. If we need graphic cards like have capacity like higher than 8 gigabytes, so we'll just do 8, 16, whatever. Yeah, so there's not much choice, but we've also we can give we give you guys a list for selection on basically on its different price, maybe, and other spaces. Yeah, so this one is on Amazon, so we also provide you a proper link for the customers for them to purchase the product. Yeah, and it's the same logic and reasoning on the RAM memory part and hard disk part. So what customers will concern most about hard disk is its capacity. So we just do the capacity filter for the hard disk part. Like if you need a capacity of 256, you can just search for all the resorts that have such capacity. Yeah, and it's listed based on like different price ratings and its purchase. It's like number of purchases. So you can compare them and choose the one that fits you most. Yeah, so the main idea of the PC parts is to give a concise look to the customers on 4 big parts that they would pay most when they like DIY their personal computer. So they may have a like concise look on how much budget they should prepare for the new computer, and to compare if they need to like construct their own computer or just buy a accomplished one from Apple or HP or some other brands. So yeah, that's all for
Okay, so let's continue by talking about this book and data module, and I will introduce another group member, Qizhou, to introduce his part.
Okay, let's let's get started with the book module. So the essential intention of the book module is to provide customer the key metadata for book records from different data resources. For example, in Amazon, we can give customers a pretty clear view of what are the popular books under an author, and what's the kind of the general review and ratings of that book. So it's pretty simple for customers to get from one-stop UI. They don't have to navigate a lot through a lot of different things. So that's the benefit of that. And obviously, you can just find the list of books under that author that you're interested at. And actually, we'll provide. We want to make it open to our customers. So if a customer find a book record to be invalid, like for example, the book is no longer on the shelf or no longer on publication, one can actually just go ahead and delete that. So I'll just do a quick demo of that. So it's actually the found books. Oh, so you have to log in again?
Yeah. You can create a new user.
Let me just do a new user then. Like this one. Oh. Or just do my playlist. And password. Or whatever. I'm just trying to mess up the data. Oh, successfully create printer. So log in. Password. Okay, so I guess we can go from this transit page and find books. Okay, here is our book records. So essentially, we have to specify a name. Forgot the. Yeah, so let's say if we're interested in what book J.K. Rowling has, we can just search by that author name, and it will return the records that's related to that. You can see it's from different data sources, and it has different records with different reviews and ratings data. So customers can just simply get that metadata from here and determine what they're going to do with, are they going to buy that book or rent or just borrow one and stuff like that. And if so, we have, let's say if we determine that the Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince is no longer on the shelf, we can actually delete that, and here's the delete function. If we want to delete that, we just simply get in the product ID or the book ID and submit delete. And there's something wrong with the website. I guess there's something wrong with that UI. We can circle back with that. But there should be a selection that you can select just yes, and it will actually delete the record. So we do have the delete function for books. And let's circle back to reviews. Let's start with blog first. So for the blog module, it's essentially for customers to just provide whatever they're thinking about all the products, or even about our website. So they can just share whatever they want in the content and create a blog record under that username. So once the user logged in and hop onto the blog page, it will actually show the customer his or her blogs. So and in addition to that, customer can just navigate to the fan blog page and find the list of blogs under a certain user. And if you feel like you want to make updates to the blog, you can definitely update the content of that. And if you don't feel like keeping that blog anymore, you can just go ahead and delete that. So hop back to our product, find blog your blogs. So that's essentially going to be the main page for the blog module. This is a new user, so obviously I haven't had any blog yet. I can go ahead and create one. So let's say this is a good day, and submit. Now we can see it directly, after the creation, it directly redirect me back to the Find Your Blogs module. And also it returns me all the blogs that I have. So I essentially, so to achieve that, it essentially require me to not only get the URL in or the page in for the servlet. It also requires me to just, like, whenever you do the redirection, you have to pass the right data that goes to that page that you want to show. So now we're back to the Find Your Blogs page, and this is again the main page for blogs. You can then navigate to the blog detail of that. So now you see a detailed page of that blogs. It has some metadata like the blog ID, time of creation, and the username. I also have the contents of that blog. And also we see there's a comment module here. We can talk about that later. But for blog, you can, like, if you have some different thoughts in your mind and you want to make additions, then you can definitely do that by just saying, like, maybe not because it's raining. So click submit, and you can see that the blog content is actually updated. So the update function is there. And that's the once you finish reading this blog, you can always go back to the Find Blog page, and you can also try to look for other blogs, other people's. I don't know if we have any other, but let's see. We probably don't have any other.
Yeah, we can create one. Yeah.
But yeah, we can just log out and log in again.
Yes, I can create one for. Yeah. Okay. I want to. So I also want to create a new blog, like I love database management system. Okay, so now I have a.
Great. So we have a new, essentially a new blog from Ewan, and we can find other blogs. Now see what blogs does Brainer, or essentially me, have, and we can see that we found the blog that we just created under the username Brainer, and we can again hop onto the detail page of that blog, and like we can, so that's pretty much the. Oh, there's one thing that I haven't shown yet. So go back to my blogs. I have shown the update blog link. So I have updated in the blog detail page. You can obviously do it here as well. But if I don't feel like keeping that blog anymore, then I can just do it here. It'll ask you whether you actually want to delete that blog, and if you type in yes and submit, so it directs me back to my blogs page, and you can see the blog is already deleted. So let's hop back to. Okay, that's pretty much about everything about my blog. But there's another module that I want to talk about is the comment system. So to make it better for customers to exchange ideas and all that, so we actually enabled the comment module as well. So on a blog detail page, customer can comment on the blog and rate the blog, and they can again modify the content and delete the comments as well. So pretty much the same thing as what we showed. I'll just quickly run an example. So hop back to the block that we had before. So this is the block I just created, and I can share my comment here. Hi, maybe just hi, and you said right, so 5 score. Okay, so on this block that we just created, in detail page, we can share a comment here. Looks like we already have a comment here, so I'm looking to update it by essentially just update the content of it. Say yeah, and submit. So it again redirect us to the original block detail page, and we can see the comments have already been updated, and also we have the deletion functionality there. So we can just it's targeting the line comment that we are looking at, and ask you whether or not you want to delete it. So if you submit yes, then yeah, you can see the record is gone. So the deletion has successfully happened. So that's pretty much about the blog and the comment module. So the next one is the review module. So essentially the homepage of that returns all the reviews. So it directs you to a review finding page that you can find all the list of reviews under a product ID. And on that page, you can also create a new review for a specific product ID with something that you want to share, and also the rating of that. So let's just look at an example. We can go to the review bin page to find reviews. So let's see, this is the product ID that I have in my mind. So by searching that, we can see that we do have a couple of reviews already. It tells you the essentially the metadata of that, and the content, which is good, haha, and rating of it. So we can also go ahead and create a new review here. So just say for the same product ID, let's give it a super high score, and we'll just say good stuff and submit, and our review is there. So by doing this, customer can just share a lot of data around a product that they want to share thoughts on with other customers. So okay, that's pretty much my modules. Let's go on to the future deliverables.
Yeah, okay. So in the future, we are going to add more features in our website, like improving the UI part, because it's we want to let our website to be fancier and deliver the pictures, even video introductions of every product. I think that's the key parts of any selling website. And the other one may be adding the admin part into our system so that like the sellers or the other part can update the product information or upload new product information to our website. Yes, we have already written this backend for this function, but we didn't include that in the front end. So for the other parts, I would like another member to introduce.
So we also want to include in the purchasing history function so that users can purchase the electronic products directly on our website, and they can track their purchase history based on this function. Also, with those purchase history, we can have a more specific look at their preferences and recommend the proper products to them according to their preferences. Also, we would like to connect our system with Google Maps API to improve the offline experiences. So the customers can find someone local, someone near them to help them DIY or build their own computers.
Okay, so the final one.
Okay, I'll just talk about the final one. So another thing that we could do is to implement the desktop assembly function, recommendation function in our application. So essentially, customers can engage other customers, or we can maybe even invite third-party vendors to join us to essentially help them assemble their desktops. So that's just further expand our functions based on the data that we have already built.
Well, finally, thank you for listening, and we also want to give thanks to your dedication to this course, and we really learned a lot from this course, from the basics of the database management system like query functions and a lot of things like UML to how to develop a basic website application. So we really appreciate your dedication in this course. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening.
Thank you,
Bye.
Professor.
Thank you.
Thank you.